Hey, welcome. Today we're going to break down something that's all around us, something that really shapes our communities, maybe in ways we don't even notice, our public spaces.
But let me just start with a question for you. In our crazy, plugged-in lives, where do you actually go to connect with your neighbors, to share ideas, and to feel like you're part of something bigger? The answer, it turns out, really shows a huge split in how we all live.
You see, we spend our time in two totally different kinds of places. On one side, you've got these publicly owned spaces. Think parks, libraries, the stuff we all chip in for. And on the other side, you've got privately owned spots, like coffee shops and malls. And here's the biggest difference. In one, you're a citizen. In the other, you're just a customer.
Okay, so let's really dig in here. What exactly is a public space? Let's talk about the places that we all collectively own.
Well, the source material we're looking at has a really clear definition. A true public space isn't just a place you can walk into. It's a place that's not privately owned. It's paid for and kept up with our taxpayer money. And that, right there, makes it a shared resource for every single one of us.
We're talking about everything from your neighborhood park and public schools to those incredible national parks, and of course, our public libraries. These places are the real cornerstones of our communities, open and totally free for everybody.
And they have such a cool history. Way back, public squares were the absolute heart of civic life. They were kind of like the original social network, you know? It's where people got together to talk, to argue, and just to find out what was going on in their town. They were absolutely essential for a healthy democracy.
All right, so we get what they are, but so what? Why do they matter so much? To really understand that, let's check out a couple of quick stories that show these spaces in action.
Okay, picture this. You walk into a library. Maybe you're feeling a little unsure, and you say this. The librarian's response that's in our source material, it gets to the very soul of what a public library is all about.
Because you know what? The librarian isn't looking at a passport. They're looking at a person who wants to learn. And that's the whole mission right there, to provide free, open access to information and stories for absolutely everyone, no matter who you are or where you come from.
Okay, so from the quiet hum of the library, let's totally switch gears and head out into the wild. This piece of advice from a hiker in a national park paints a very different picture.
And yeah, that's exactly the idea, right? While you might just run into a bear, our national parks offer something you just can't buy. A real chance for adventure, for a challenge, and to connect with nature. It's an adventure that's available to all of us.
But, and this is a big but, this is where the story gets a little worrying. Even though these spaces are so important, they're facing a huge problem. They are disappearing from our lives. The hard truth, and our source material is super clear on this, is that places that used to be buzzing with activity on the weekends are now, well, they're often quiet, almost empty.
I mean, think about this. The source points out it's actually pretty normal now to drive past a big public park and see like 5 people. 5! Or maybe even less. It's a shocking image, and it really points to a much bigger change in our society.
So what's going on here? Why are these amazing spaces so quiet all of a sudden? Well, the answer really comes down to how much our lives have completely changed.
I mean, just think about it for a second. A generation or two ago, what did a weekend look like? It was probably picnics, potlucks, tossing a frisbee around, and now it's food delivery, online gaming, and binge watching an entire series. Our free time has literally moved indoors.
And the reasons are pretty obvious, right? They're sitting right there in our living rooms. The internet, amazing home entertainment systems, all the music you could ever want, and huge online worlds to play in with your friends. With all that at our fingertips, the question isn't where should we go anymore? It's why would we ever leave?
And look, this isn't just about feeling nostalgic for the good old days. This shift has real-world consequences. Our source material makes a direct line between this new indoor lifestyle and the fact that we're moving less, which is a huge deal for our health.
So, is this it? Are we just stuck inside forever? Well, the material we're looking at says no way. It actually frames this as a challenge for all of us.
And the solution it suggests is, honestly, it's so simple and beautiful. It's not some huge, complicated plan. It's just a personal choice. It's a call to action to consciously unplug for a bit and reconnect with these incredible spaces we all own.
And it really is that easy. Just 3 little things. Put the phone down, pack a lunch, and find that old Frisbee in the garage. That's really all it takes to start taking back our public spaces.
So that leaves us with one final thought, a question for you to take with you. Whether it's the library down the street, a local trail, or that park across town, what public space will you reclaim? Thanks for tuning in.